the room will start to fill out pretty soon. So anyway, I'm Leong-Hong, the chair of the DNC Asian American and Pacific Islander Caucus, and I have it is my honor and my pleasure to welcome you all to this first opening meeting of the DNC National Convention in 2024 in this gorgeous city of Chicago. Whoa. I am pleased to call this meeting to order. All right. Okay. Now, before we proceed, I would like to welcome Ms. Danielle Austriaco to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So everyone that is able to please stand so that we can all say the Pledge of Allegiance. By Denisa Jadal.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' bright glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That is so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I appreciate you all very much for coming in at such an early hour. But before I continue, as a point of personal privilege, I want to thank a small group of very fierce Chicago AAPI community and business leaders who brought you the amazing Taste of Asia yesterday. So give me a show of hands of those of you that were there yesterday. All right. Do you all have a great time? Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So please join me in thanking the planning committee led by Aurora Austriaco. Please stand up. Whose daughter Danielle just gave the Pledge of Allegiance. Susan Patel, I don't know whether she was able to make it this morning or not. But
Hey,
she
Susan!
is she there? Susan? Yes, okay. Susan is the one that managed the whole thing, the whole process. George Mui, who pulled all of us together to make this happen. Callie Kim, stand up, Callie. Who kept everyone on task, and most especially I want to thank all the Chicago AAPI Chambers of Commerce and AAPI community organizations that came together in a space of 3 months. I'm telling you, this is a humongous task. They did it in 3 months. So this is fantastic. So huge kudos. And so with all of you that were part of that event yesterday, please stand up so that we can all recognize you. I know some of them are supposed to be coming, but I think that they're a little bit delayed, and we'll get to recognize them again. But anyway, thank you so very, very much. But what is even more amazing is that many of these chambers came together just in June. They didn't know each other before, and what is even greater is that because they came together for this event, they're going to be doing it in the future. And they're going to be getting together. This will be really good. So thank you very much, Aurora, and the leadership team that put this together. Again, thank you. So at this time, allow me the pleasure of introducing to you my leadership team. Otto Lee from California is my vice chair. Keith Umemoto is my secretary, and he is also from California. Now, Amy Monk is probably delayed in transit, so she will come up here whenever she gets in. And I'm Leong-Hong, your chair, and I'm from Maryland. As I look across this room, I feel such joy in seeing all of you, all your beautiful faces here, and this one of the most significant and historic political events in the presidential cycle. Seeing how we have grown, how far we have come together, and yes, how much we still have to go. But we're going to go together as joyful warriors. I remember that in my first convention in 2004, so allow me the privilege of just reminiscing a little bit. In 2004 in Boston, we had less than 200 people, and we were so excited that they were there. 200, just think about it. And I'm told that the registration for this caucus, as of yesterday, was 1,200. But that's not including all the delegates. So if you add the delegates, that's 1,600. So give for yourselves a round of applause. We have grown. But the most important aspect of this growth is that we have not only increased in size, but in political empowerment. Later in the program, we're going to showcase our political power in real time. And we have in the House a number of elected officials. To begin with, I'm going to recognize Judy Chu, the chair of our AAPI. Judy will offer us some remarks in a little bit. And I think I have a number of other elected officials. Will you just please stand up at this moment so that we can recognize you. And now realize that these are not all of them at this point because many of them are still out in the lines. So let me continue to compare the then and now. 20 years ago, in 2004, we had 8 DNC AAPI caucus members, just 8. And of those 8, only 6 were elected. 2 of us had to be appointed in order to be able to form a caucus. And we were able to form a caucus thanks to the vision and the persistence of my officer here, Keith Umemoto. Keith, please stand up. It is his vision and it is his persistence that makes sure that DNC recognize that we AAPIs had a voice, that we needed to be heard. But it wasn't easy, and I remember that fight. So thank you, Keith. Fast forward, 20 years later, we have 32 members, of whom 29 are elected DNC members or their state party chairs or vice chairs. Just think about that. And that in itself is worth celebrating. Will the AAPI party chairs and vice chairs that are here please stand? I don't know. So, back in 2020, all 6 elected members were from Hawaii, California, or the Pacific Islands, with me and 1 other member appointed from Maryland and DC respectively. Today, our elected members come from 19 states and territories, including them abroad. Representation truly matters, and I want to thank you for stepping forward to run for the DNC and represent your state. Will all of our delegates that are here please stand? On behalf of our caucus and the DNC, we're particularly happy to welcome the delegates to the convention from our 50 states and territories. I understand that at this convention, each state has elected more AAPI delegates than any previous convention. Will all the AAPI delegates of the convention please stand to be recognized? I'm going to have you do your exercise this morning. And of great interest and welcome recognition, we have AAPI members in each of the convention standing committees, the Platform Committee, the Credential Committee, and the Rules and Bylaws Committee. Will these standing committees members please stand? So all of you respected community leaders who are joining us for the first time in person, in an in-person convention since 2016 in Philadelphia. Let's give this amazing audience a welcome round of applause. You are the future of our party. So this convention has a special historic significance because for the first time in American history, we celebrate having the first Asian American and the first Black woman to be officially nominated for President of the United States for a major political party. So, allow me a point of privilege also. I'm going to get emotional thinking about this, but I want to share a personal story with you. At the last in-person meeting of the DNC in San Francisco 5 years ago this week, on August 22nd, 2019, to be exact, then Senator Kamala Harris, the presidential candidate in a field of 15, came to visit our caucus. And before she began her speech, she gave me a hug, and I whispered into her ears. It is my dream, my personal dream, that in my lifetime, I will see an AAPI President of the United States. She made that became the Vice President of the United States. Partially. I said, one more step, one more step. And how wonderful the Biden-Harris administration has been. History will remember this administration as being one of the most consequential in recent times. We could rightfully spend hours talking about all the accomplishments in the past 4 years, from roads and bridges to bringing manufacturing and jobs, lots of jobs, back to this country, to investing in climate and environment, to protecting our most vulnerable, to lowering costs of prescription drugs, to doing away with hit and jump fees, to, and I could go on and on and on, but I think I would take the rest of the day to do that. So we're not going to do that. But we're still not going to be able to enumerate everything that has been accomplished and all the good things that they have done for our country. What is unique about our president and our vice president is that they care about us. They protect all of us and made us more visible than ever. Not just the rich and the mighty, but each and every one of us. Unlike the challenger, who only cares about himself and promised his billionaire friends that he would give them tax cuts, and who despised people like us, like you and me, people of color, immigrants. He would roll back the progress that we've already made under President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, the progress that we made together. So yes, this is why we must fight, and coming out of this convention, we must fight to win. What drives us in this election is much, much more. It is the fight to protect our freedom and our rights, which were chipped away in the courts. It is a fight against the threat of potential movement towards totalitarianism, much of which is laid out in Trump's Project 2025 roadmap. If you read this Project 2025, you will agree with me that this is an existential fight against what the other side wants to do. It is a fight against the living conditions and the terrors that many of us immigrants fled from our birth country, myself included. Indeed, this is an existential fight for our American way of life. Congressman Ted Lieu is going to talk about the Project 2025 task force that he's leading in Congress a little bit later. But this is a fight we must win. We have to win. So we must fight to win. This election deserves no less. In a fight to win any election, there's a three-legged stool, and each of the legs is equally important in order for the candidate or the ticket to win. With the candidate at the center of that stool, the three legs we must have in equal measure is money, votes, and communication or messaging. Clearly, we have to start with a strong candidate, and we have that, don't we? We have the Harris-Walz ticket, which is by every measure as strong a presidential ticket as I have seen in my lifetime. And no, I'm not biased at all. In less than 4 weeks, the Harris-Walz ticket has consolidated coalitions not previously seen. The enthusiasm meter is off the chart. We're not only getting our traditional base of Democrats enthusiasm, it is exhilarating to watch the one-upsmanship of every group that can be formed in trying to outdo each other. And this friendly competition is highly contagious. We have groups supporting Kamala that are not only non-traditional, but actually lots of fun. Just think about it, including Cat's Lady for Kamala. And most important, our youth. Our youth is once again re-engaged, in large part because of the genuine authenticity of both the Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz. So excited that joy has re-entered our political discourse. And while we uplift our candidate, we also uplift each other. And we volunteer, and we donate, and we shout it out from the roof, at the top of our lungs from the rooftops. In short, we commit to fight to win. So how do we capture this unbounded enthusiasm and translate it to the secret sauce that will allow us to fight to win in November? How do we harmonize all three legs so that one of the three legs is not larger than the other, or that it doesn't fall shorter, else the whole campaign would be wobbly. And that is where a campaign visionary strategist plays the utmost central role. Because it is so critical for us to win this election, because not winning is not an option. We have created a program for you these 2 days that explore all three major components of our fight to win. Later in this program, one of our panels will talk about the outsized role that the media has traditionally played in shaping our national political message in recent times. In recent times, AAPIs have started to own media outlets and communication firms. Some are influencers in modern social media. Some are involved as an opinion shaper that we have started to see ourselves and hear our political voices. This panel will explore the very complex, multidimensional, and multimodal role of political messaging. We have 2 more panels today. Both of them highlight our strong belief that our young leaders are our future. Our youth leader panels will talk about this new energy that is all around us, especially amongst the brat generation. Brat. This panel will define what it means to fight, their strategies, their energy, their focusing in a campaign to fight to win. Our third panel of the day brings together a group of amazing young elected leaders in battleground states. And on each of the 2 days, I'm going to end the day with a roll call of all the AAPI elected officials at all levels. This roll call will show the depth and the strength of our pipeline. So I hope you're getting excited to learn how we're going to build all this together. This week is going to be very joyful. And think about it, later this week, on Thursday, exactly 5 years after my whispered prayer, when Kamala Harris will be nominated as President of the United States. And when Kamala Harris and Tim Walz win in November, not only will my personal dream come true, but our collective dream, hope and desire for a better future for our country and community and families will come true. And that is why we must fight to win. Thank you. Now,